How in the world did Seattle pull that off?
Man, I'm gonna tell you one name, and it's not Sam Darnold. It's Rashid Shaheed, man. I'm telling you that.
Yep.
Say it again, Skip.
Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed.
It's kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah,
it is.
Shout out my guy Shaheed though. Hey, second straight week, man. Second straight week. He big time in the clutch. Shit, Seattle was dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? Darnold wasn't doing nothing. The first 2 touchdowns wasn't Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
That was Kubiak and Walker. You know what I'm saying? He dialed up the screen. He broke, set him up for a touchdown. The next one, 55-yard touchdown is Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they was dead in the water. Shaheed run the punt back and inject life into the stadium. You could hear it on the TV. You could hear it on the TV. That shit got cranked up. You know what I'm saying? They scored that touchdown. Defense get a stop. The next one, he come get a 30-yard reverse. You could hear it on the TV, man. So Shaheed really brought to life. And that's 2 weeks in a row, man. He did the same thing. They were struggling against the Colts. Here he go in the fourth. Big return. One catch, set him up for the game winner. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. They definitely loving the trade right now. And also the defense. The defense definitely got – they didn't play good. They didn't play good at all.
457
they
yards
didn't play good at all.
They
didn't play good at all, Kenzie. But they got 3 crucial 3-and-outs in that game.
True.
You know what I'm saying? One of them was after an interception. Sam Darnold threw an interception. They came out, got a 3-and-out. They punted, boop, they ran that punt back. That started it. The very next possession, they got another 3-and-out, and they came back and scored. So get that 3-and-out, keep that momentum. You could hear it on the damn television screen, man. The momentum was there. If they wouldn't have got no 3-and-out, you might let that momentum get back a little bit. They scored a punt return, gave them the ball, 3-and-out, got the ball right back. Man, that shit is crucial. Bub, no, man. We got to keep the momentum. We got to keep them down here. If we got good field position, we got to keep them down here. If we had the momentum, hey, we got to keep the crowd into this shit. We need a quick 3-and-out. That's what they did, man. So they didn't play good at all, but those few stops they got in the fourth was crucial, man. Shaheed in that defense, I don't know about Sam Darnold, man. He made some crucial throws.
I'm kind of over the Sam Darnold hate.
He made a few throws late, man. But
I love how you talk about the end around to Kenneth Walker to Shaheed, but what happened on the next play?
Yeah, he threw a dot. Yeah, he threw a nice dot. Then he threw a dot to JSN in the
dot
end zone.
The cup in the corner.
But none of that shit don't happen. None of that shit don't happen if it was up to him to get the Sam Darnold, get the momentum. He couldn't do it. He was dead in the fucking water. They needed somebody to get that momentum back into the stadium. Shaheed did that.
Yeah.
You want to go?
You want to go?
Are we going to get the Cody breakdown?
I'll say this, it was a hell of a comeback by Seattle, man. The Rams really dominated that game in almost every category. Skip, they had more total yards. They dominated time of possession. They had more first downs, more passing yards. They were better on third down. And most importantly, which is the biggest surprise, is they dominated the turnover margin too. The Rams, 0 turnovers. Seattle had 3 turnovers, and still the Seahawks found a way to win. It came down to 3 things for me, and you kind of touched on 2 of them. The first one was Shaheed. That punt return touchdown, that brought life to the stadium. And then right after that, they get the end of the round for a big gain that leads to a touchdown. Why are you smiling? I'm giving him credit. What?
I'm having that, TJ.
Okay, so we got
He's silly, bro.
Then the next thing, what was that defense? Because it didn't look like the Rams were going to slow down at all. They were doing whatever they wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball, not counting that last possession before halftime where they had 3 plays and the time ran out. The Rams scored on 6 straight possessions. After that, though, when Sam threw the interception down 30-14, what happened after that? It was a 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. Then they had a missed field goal, and then they had a punt to end the game to give them a chance in overtime.
That's 5 possessions where the defense rose up.
And that changed the game. But what happened during that time, Skip? They still scored points, and Sam Darnold threw a touchdown. Shaheed returned a punt. So the offense did get them back into it a little bit. And then the final reason why they won that game, in my opinion, is that Sam Darnold made some throws at the end of the game when he needed to most. And I thought it was more impressive that he did that after having a bad game for the first 3 quarters and still being able to overcome that at the end of the game. Because when you're in a rhythm, when you're playing like Stafford is, when you're playing great, it's easy to make those throws. When you're having a bad game and you threw a damn near pick 6 that should have been a pick 6, and you have another pick going down by the goal line, and now you have to find a way to win the game at the end, that is so tough mentally to overcome that. But he still found a way to get the job done. It's because of the big-time throws that he made. That touchdown pass to Barner, that was high-level stuff. Great what?
It was high-level stuff by Kubiak.
No, but listen, though.
I agree.
This is why, though. Watch the play again. What happens is they're going to motion Barner over to create a 3-by-1
But he
formation.
ran a route.
But what happens, Skip? Strong safety rotates down.
Right.
Thanks, TJ.
That wasn't the initial play call, though. You got
Don't
Don't
this
give
was.
that face.
It's more of a lofted.
No.
I could make that. Everybody on this couch can make that throw.
but listen,
he
why
fucking
did it happen?
roasted the shit out the safety. Blended him.
why?
He had
Why?
15
But
yards.
that's cool.
Wait, I don't think Darnold had anything to do with this
Really?
route.
Because watch
I
the
mean,
playback.
shit, that's-
What happens is they motion over to a 3-by-1. The strong safety rotates down. That wasn't the play call they had on. What he does is he goes, alert, 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 alert. Why am I alerting? Because they're getting to one high and you're locking backside with the X. So that means, okay, go ahead, what?
The play is set up. Kubiak says, if it's too high, we run this. If it's one high, you alert it and run this.
And
He seen one high, he alerted. Like, bro, come on, bro. That's high level on the quarterback or the high level on the offensive coordinator.
The safety falls down
Got
on the play.
torched.
Barner routed the shit out of him.
I know
Like,
it.
Shit, what's he supposed
Like, that's
like,
Kubiak. That's high level on
It is
Kubiak.
a great play call, great
ahead,
play
go
design by
ahead,
Kubiak.
go
I'm not
ahead,
taking away from that.
Cody.
But in that moment, to be able to make the, hey, alert, alert, check to the right play.
Well, I hope you
Okay.
can do that.
To
You're a
make
pro
the throw,
quarterback.
you go play action
God,
left.
on,
flip
man.
it.
Go
I hope
ahead.
you can see the
All right,
safety
let's go
come
to the
down
next
to
one then.
30.
Go
Like,
ahead, Cody.
God damn.
I'm
High
about to-
level, like, bro, that's the easiest shit in the world. If he come down, you say alert and throw this route right here.
Okay, but why did that play work? It's not just one high. They're going zone to the field and they lock backside with the red call on the X. That means that he knows that I'm going to fake left, roll out to the right. I'm going to reset. I have Cooper Kupp on a quick out. You have Barner sell a corner, then cross face with the safety. But why is there no one on the backside? Because Darnold knows it's man-to-man on JSN running that crosser, pulls the corner out, and I'm going to have a lot of room to throw because there's no deep third safety. That's a
Okay.
high level or a deep third
But
corner.
I think that's more Kubiak than
Yeah.
That's more Kubiak than Darnold.
So that's
in
no
my
credit.
opinion.
No, it's a great play design, but that's no credit to Darnold recognizing the defense, making the right check, selling the fake, rolling out, flipping his hips, and throwing it back across the field in that moment in that type of game.
I mean, yeah. I would think every started quarterback in the league could make that
No,
play right there.
no.
Okay,
man,
and yeah,
no.
Cody, the next two throws are good. Go ahead.
Okay,
You got
so the
Cooper
next
Kupp
throw,
and JSN.
the
they're
corner,
really good. Yeah,
the
okay.
corner throw,
Yeah.
the Cooper Kupp. That
It's
was a
a
big time
deep
throw.
out.
And if you notice, this is a play they'd ran a couple times where they
Yeah.
motion JSN into the backfield. They're alerting, they go cloud to that side. He's running an option route where he can sit, cross face, or break out. He's already cross face once. That corner has to hesitate in case he breaks out. Gives you a whole shot to the corner, to Cooper Kupp. Dropped it in the bucket.
Did.
Great play design, but again, you still have to make these throws.
Man.
Hey,
You got to make these throws.
It's to me, it's a little bit harder to dial it up than it is to it's the NFL. If you can't make these throws, you should not be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
So you're saying in these moments with the game
In
on the
these
line,
moments-
with the NFC West on the line,
Clint
with the
Kubiak is
NFC on
showing
the
why
line.
he's going to be a head coach next year.
I don't
in these
disagree
moments,
with that.
'cause he fucking cooked.
Okay, so then let me finish with Darnold quick, then we'll get to the other stuff. But the final throw to JSN.
It was
Again,
good.
a great call. They motion Shaheed over. You get it in and out coverage. Darnold recognizes that. You still have to read and dissect the defense. They do a switch release. JSN gets outside leverage, runs a backside in cut, level concept dime.
Great dime.
Play action, starts
That
right,
was a dime.
works back left,
Yeah.
and he hits him in a perfect spot. It's a great
Yeah.
throw.
Great throw.
And then the 2-point play, that is all Kubiak, though. I'll give you that. That was Kubiak because what happens? You get a 3-by-1. You've got JSN, you've got Cooper Kupp, you've got Barner all on one side. You're in a 1-by-3.
It's the backup tight end.
Everything is telling me, Skip,
Yeah.
I'm throwing it to one of these three guys
Yeah.
with the division and really the NFC on the line. But what he does a great job of is he runs Barner across the middle, which grabs those two interior linebackers, and you have Eric Saubert is his name. Eric Saubert.
With a
who
corner
has
locked on him.
2 catches all season long. Who's supposed to have the corner locked on him, but what does he do? He
Drifts.
engages.
Yep.
The corner loses sight, looks his eyes in the backfield, he slips,
happens
and we're throwing it to
all
Saubert
the
to win
time.
the game and possibly the division. Skip.
Who,
It
by
was-
the
it was
way, has
impressive.
been on 8 teams in 9 seasons. Go ahead.
He has been.
Yeah.
He has been. He only
All
has
right.
49 catches in his entire career and
All right.
2 this season, but they get him the football. With that being said, though, yes, Kubiak, and I've always been on board with Kubiak. He's a hell of a play caller.
He was.
But so is Sean McVay.
was.
And so is Shanahan, and so is Cliff Kingsbury.
Hell yeah.
You still have to have quarterbacks go out there and execute the play calls.
You do.
You have to be able to go out there and play at a high level at a quarterback position, even if they're giving you layups or they're giving you great play calls and play design. So I can't take
Okay,
credit
so
away from
you've
Sam Darnold.
kissed up to your buddy enough. I want to hear what
All
TJ
right.
said.
Enough.
No,
No.
I mean,
Done. Done.
Shout out to Kubiak, but I think everything both of you guys said is pretty much on point. Rashid, he brought life. You know, Koob is calling great plays. Koob is actually defensive minded. He He played safety. You know, me and Kube was in the same college all-star game together.
Really?
As safeties. He went to Colorado State. I was at Oregon. We both played in the
Good
East-West
note.
Shrine game, right?
He backed you up?
Yeah, he backed me up. He knew his calling, right? He knew his calling. He did his thing. But,
my guy.
that defensive perspective as an offensive coordinator,
Well.
like knowing what a defensive player would do in these situations, given these plays. Shout out to Kube again. But Sam Darnold, he did his thing in the clutch.
Thank you.
Now, you go back to Rasheed's punt return. Before that punt return, Sam took him right down the field. Right down the field, and he threw that bad pick on the goal line, right? So that's when I was like looking for Skip tweet, Sam Darnold. I'm like, damn it, Sam gonna give the game up.
Well, I'd already done it once.
Right?
Yeah.
Defense steps up, 3 and out, punt return for a touchdown. Right? Now it's 30-22, they down 8. And, I blame it on Matt Stafford. Y'all MVP.
Really?
Matt Stafford in the clutch did not show MVP type calmness. He didn't show MVP finish. In those situations, you have to take over the game. 2 minutes left in the game, you can't go 3 and out. You can't give Seattle the opportunity to go down and win the game, which he did. Now, Seattle didn't go down and win the game right away, but they had the opportunity. It went into overtime. He had a couple bad throws, a lot of 3 and outs. Third down conversion was not there. And overall, in the whole game, they didn't score in the red zone. They didn't score TDs.
Yeah, 3 for 6.
Those first 4 possessions was 4 field goals.
Yep.
In Seattle, what they do? 2 big plays, 2 touchdowns. And that's what really was the difference in the whole game. It was a field goal game, and it was a touchdown game. Now, both defenses had their moments. Both quarterbacks had their moments. But at the end, when it was time to win, Sam Darnold finished better than Matt Stafford.
Stafford went and got a touchdown in overtime.
He went and got a touchdown, but did they win?
He had the ball, he scored a touchdown.
Did they win?
I can't blame the game on a guy who threw for 460,
I'm
3
gonna blame
touchdowns,
That's
and scored a
crazy.
touchdown.
I'm going to blame
and
him because he could
0
have won the game
interceptions.
and within the 4 quarters. Didn't have to go to overtime. He had the opportunity twice. It was one with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the game. They got the ball. And then it was another with maybe it was before that. But he had 2 opportunities within 2 minutes to go down and win the game. And he didn't. And that's what you expect out your MVP, to win in those situations and to close out.
Or if we don't win it in regulation, I expect him to come out in overtime and go get us a touchdown.
But you gave the other quarterback another opportunity. Now, maybe they should have went for 2. Maybe that's McVay's fault. But at the end of the day, Sam Darnold did what he had to do. He made tight throws in those overtime periods. The one on the sideline to Cooper Kupp, that was a dime, and it was a great catch. And then the one to JSN on the other sideline on 3rd down on the comeback route. Those were 2 big throws in the game that got them down the field and to score on that drive and then to get the 2-point conversion. Yeah. So I think it was the complete, Seattle's cooking right now as a team in every factor, special teams, offense, and defense. That defense is limited teams to field goals and not touchdowns. They're great in the red zone.
That defense just gave up a 37
But they're great in the red zone. They're back against the wall. They don't give up the 7 points. And
they
we know that's
get
the difference
popped first
between
round.
winning and losing.
So?
Seahawks are going to get popped first round, bro.
I don't think they're going to get popped. But we're going to get on later to that. They beat a bunch of good teams in the AFC. They beat good teams in the NFC. And in the close games, they win. They had the blowout wins, and then they have the close, I have to finish at the end of the game wins. So, man, they got a recipe for a championship, if you ask me. I mean, to get deep at least. Like, at first I was like, nah, they ain't beating. But I'm looking at them, like, the more I look at them, the more they finish, and the more I look at their record, the teams that they've beaten, it's like, hey, man, you can't argue with this team is not doing everything they need to do to be successful right now and throughout the playoffs.
Is nobody going to give Kenneth Walker? He had the best game this season.
Kenneth Walker was balling.
He was balling.
Keep giving him credit. No, he did.
He did.
All right, Skip, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I do think this man to my left made some valid, gutsy points about Matt Stafford. I do think most people will look at these numbers and think he strengthened his MVP case in a loss. But when you throw for 457 with 3 touchdowns and no picks, that's a sensational game at Seattle on Thursday night. But to your point, he did have 20 incompletions, and a bunch of them came in those punt drives in the 4th quarter. So they had it 5 times. He did get them in field goal range, and that was the missed kick of the night by the thicker kicker, number 92.
Yeah.
When he hit it, I thought it was good, and it just faded and faded and faded and just missed the right upright, or we're having a different conversation.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's over
or the
on that
two-point
one,
conversion
right?
call.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that. So, real quick on Raheed Shaheed. You and I went back and forth a few weeks ago when he first was there, and I said he's small, and you said no, he's big. You think he plays big? Well, he's 5'10 and a half, 185, and I consider that by your standards small. But he ran 4.3, and he was undrafted out of Weber State, and the guy is a difference maker, and that might be the move of the trade deadline to acquire him.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the irony of it. You would think he'd be a difference maker catching the ball in a big game. He got no targets and had no catches in this game. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Because it's JSN or bust. Sometimes Barner catches one, but JSN had 13 targets for his 8 catches for, 96 yards. But Shaheed had no catches. All he did was touch the ball twice in a row. One, boom, touch it, and it happened so fast. It was kind of like a quiet little punt return touchdown. Al Michaels didn't seem to get real hyped about it because it didn't seem to matter that much.
Jockey Matt Stafford all game.
Okay, well, he was.
God, dog.
Al's an LA guy. He's
I know, he gotta be.
No, he is.
I mean, how could you not? Nigga threw for 500.
Hey, man,
Okay.
look.
Like, all night. You feel me?
Okay. All right. But then, as you point out, then they run the reverse or end around, whatever you want to call it. And that was a huge play because it just came out of nowhere, and he gets 31 yards, and I thought it was called back by holding. No, the Rams lined up off sides. What? And then the next play is the throw. It's the Kubiak call to Barner, and all of a sudden you're like, what? What just happened? They just went boom, boom, touchdown, touchdown. Okay, so we got 3 picks thrown by your best friend this morning. He's your best friend, right? All right, so we got the first interception. It's mid-third quarter, and it's 16-14 Rams, and he reads man, and it's clearly zone, and he just gets bamboozled by it and throws another pick, right?
Hell of a design, though.
Okay.
That was a hell of a design.
Right.
It looked like, man, they rotate the 2.
Okay, that's when I tweeted Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Okay, then you point out, they drive it down, and they get it 3rd and goal at the 6, and he misses the zone read, and Kobe Turner, just number 91, he just falls back into coverage, and Sam just doesn't seem...
Have to see that.
You can't. You can't. He's gigantic.
If Kobe wouldn't have picked it off, the damn
Somebody
corner
else
probably would've
would.
picked it off.
He had somebody in his face. He just got.
He was falling off, too. No, I'll give you that. That was a bad throw. That was a bad decision,
but
bad throw.
he's like 300 pounds, and you just got to see 91.
You always, when you get pressured down by the goal line, you have to anticipate droppers from the defensive line.
Okay. Now, off the Barner touchdown, now we get to the critical moment of the game. Kinsey brought this up, the controversial 2-point try. Yeah. This is his worst throw of the night because he's under center and he just rises and blindly fires it into the flat because they got what's basically a wide receiver screen, but they got Charbonnet, the running back, is out in the flat with 2 blockers in front of him. Yep. And Sam just goes blind and just fires a rocket into the flat backward. And Jared Verse comes across and looks like, what? And the ball hits him in the helmet. If he'd had, Sam threw it so hard that if Verse had just a split second, he would have probably been able to catch it. It's a 2-point try, but you could run it back for 2 points, right?
But I don't like that call either, Skip.
Okay,
I mean,
but the point is, the ball flies up in the air, and Cam Curl, the safety, gets both hands on it at the goal line. It's almost the 3rd and final interception. It's almost going to do them in, and he fingertips it and can't hold it at the goal line. If he does, the game's going to end. They're going to win the game. But instead, he fingertips it, and it falls right on the goal line. And fortunately for the home team, it barely trickles over the goal line into the end zone. And Charbonnet, who was the intended receiver, just goes up nonchalantly and says, well, I don't know. I guess I'll just pick this football up.
Just like they drew it up, Skip.
Okay.
Just like we drew it up, Kubiak, baby.
It is the most improbable 2-point score, successful 2-point try in the history of football. And it is the worst throw that became a successful 2-point conversion in the history of football. It's got to be. But because it's just bad. It's just bad on bad on bad. You can say you don't like the call.
I thought it was a great call.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
there's nothing to go off of that off of that play. If it's not there and he has to check that, where do you go from there?
But it's a screen, though.
That's it.
It ain't like a read.
It's the
screen.
It's the Josh McDaniels special. We ran it all the time in New England.
And it would have scored. If he would have caught the ball and blocked it up perfectly, he would have scored so easy.
The only thing I will say with that is I would have liked to see it out of shotgun instead of under center, because then you eliminate that in, being able to run upfield. It gives you just a little bit more time, but then it's tougher to catch throw ball, so the timing might be off. But it's the Josh McDaniels special. They did it all the time in New England. Short motion with Amendola, with Edelman. You got two guys in front. I'm going to throw it to him. Dorsett, we did it back in 2019. Quick throw to them. You got two lead blockers, and you fall in on 2 point.
Okay, I got it.
It was.
But my big picture takeaway about the game was I talked the other day about how underhyped the game was, because it was by far the two best teams in the NFL. 1-2 in the betting, for winning the Super Bowl.
It was so strange. Nobody was
they're 1-2 in every power ranking of the week, and the game lived up to the hype it didn't get, right? Because it became a great. I mean, it was the game of the year, right? So the quote-unquote game of the year that should have been hyped as the game of the year was the game of the year, right? Yeah. It was sensational. And I'm still shocked because when it ended, I just couldn't believe Seattle pulled it off, because we haven't even mentioned, we're going to get into him, but Puka Nacua, listen, he proved last night he's the best receiver in football, and they lost. And Matt Stafford, most people will say he proved he's the MVP, and they lost. And I look at the yards, 581 total yards? Really? And you lost? How? It's almost incomprehensible how they lost. And in the end, off the missed field goal, I tweeted, it was just meant to be for Seattle last night. It was. Maybe it's meant to be their year. You think we're about to get into whether they got any shot to go, but they were meant to win that game.
Do you think Puka's better than JSN?
Stafford that
who?
JSN?
Oh, way better. Who you want, Puka or JSN? I'll take Puka every time.
Right now, JSN has more.
No, I know, but Puka just runs
It was 2
angry.
minutes left to go, third
He's
and
a
8.
dog.
That led to the missed field goal. But it was a play. It was 2nd and 8. They were in the fringe, and he missed Puka wide open.
On the cross, when he was running across?
Wide
Yeah.
He still drove him down. We could kick this
wide
field goal
open.
in the
And
game.
you talk about Sam Darnold not being a dime.
But what he do before that drive? How did they get in field goal range?
Don't matter. You got to
matter.
You got to finish that play.
He did finish. If you make this field goal, they're finished.
It's a touchdown. If you make that hit, it's a touchdown.
But it is kind of crazy.
But if you make that field goal, we up 10 and it's done.
Well, that's not the same. That's the same drive. The 3rd and 8, he missed it and they missed the field goal. But this one was before. It was 2nd and 8.
Going the other way. I remember
going the other way.
Had the cross.
Going right to left.
Yes.
Puka was in the corner. Missed him wide open, walk-in touchdown. You can't miss those.
He also missed the other touchdown too. You're talking about the one to Puka down the right sideline?
Yes.
Yeah, when he overthrew him.
The stutter goal?
Yeah, they overthrew him on that one. Man,
that's a double move though.
It is. Yeah.
That's not as easy as it looked. Like you can't even practice
NFL
that
quarterback
full speed.
MVP.
Like you can't practice a double move and stutter go full speed. Like only time you're gonna do it full speed is in a game. So it's. And then Skip, I'm looking, man.
I don't know where no looks. He might make the wide open pass.
Yeah, I'm putting that one. I think Stafford hits that.
You got to hit him, man. Look at him. Looking down, make that pass.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You nitpicking with him, bro.
What's the keep got?
You nitpicking with Stafford, bro. Like seriously, we talking about a guy who was up 7. He drove him down to get a field goal. He missed the fucking field. If he make a field goal, that's the game is over, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you understand? So
if anybody's putting up 500 yards is not going to do 0 turnovers.
To the 20, from the 10 to the 10. We got to get in the end zone.
No, we don't. If we drop 37, that should have been 40. It shouldn't even been 40. It should have been 33 win. Like, come on, bro.
If you look up games where a quarterback put up those numbers and lost,
come on, bro.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No turnovers,
That's not
bro.
on that
Come on, bro. It's far from Stafford.
No,
bro.
and look. I hear you, TJ.
You got to make
like Darnold's my guy. I'm wearing this jersey because I support Sam Darnold. I always will.
I'm not saying Sam played better than Matt.
Stafford is that dude, though, man. He's the runaway MVP.
Wasn't last
and
night.
McVay, yes, he was last night, man.
Wasn't. Yards don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
What about three touchdowns? That means nothing.
You have the opportunity.
3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
You're not matching the other team in touchdowns. Then you're not doing what you're supposed to do as an MVP candidate.
I will say this,
you
though.
They got a punt return.
You can't not finish
quarterbacks can't draw their team down and put them in position to kick.
If you need 7, no.
He ain't need 7. He need a 20-yard field goal.
If you getting 3s and I'm down there 4 times and all we get is 4 3s and the other team only down there twice and they getting 2 7s.
Bro, that's besides the point.
But to that point,
You got a D tackle kicking the motherfucking field goal, bro. Hey, this D tackle make the field goal.
When he walked off, I was like, that's the kicker.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what the fuck?
But context too. Remember, they did score on one of those, but they had an eligible downfield called back.
Exactly.
Then another one, which I didn't like by McVay. I love McVay. I think he's the best offensive play caller in the NFL right now. But to not go for it down on the goal line, you have a 4th and 2 or 4th and 1.
You just
and
went for it.
You take the
4
delay of
times
game.
straight.
Why are we going for it out in the field? But you give down there a chance to score.
True.
And early
I
they
didn't
went for that
like
4
that,
down when
man.
they
So
could have took
those
another
kind of
field goal.
skewed the red zone numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you got to keep?
it'd be a perfect
I don't know
storm
where
sometimes.
you keep finding that Shaheed is 5'10".
5'10" and a half at his pro day. Go look up his measurements at his pro day. 5'10" and a
Not
half.
5'10" and a half.
5'10" and a half.
He's 6 feet 180, bro.
That's the ones they put up on the
You
website.
guys always round up.
I
You
told
know
him
that.
5'10" though. He
Bro, not 5. So, bro, Chris Harris height out there. Fuck no, Skip.
5'10" and 3/4.
Hey,
Well,
hey.
go look it
I
up.
got some house money.
Go.
We can fly that motherfucker in and let him stand right here next to me. I guarantee
I
you
will
my
bet
height.
you the top bill that his Wikipedia says he's 5'10" and 3/4.
I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now.
Look at his pro day measurements.
I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now. He's
Look at
6
his pro
feet
day.
180.
Look at
Pro day.
I got pro day. Pro day.
Go down.
Hey,
Go down in his Wikipedia.
whatever the hell
Go
he
down
is,
to
Kubiak better
where
start
it
getting
says
him the ball. That's
professional.
all I know.
Because
Start getting
he
him
was
the
a
football.
deep threat in
does.
New Orleans,
Yes,
and they
he
not
was.
even
Thank
trying to, man.
Pro
Yeah.
day, pre-draft, 5'10" and a half, 185
Thank
pounds.
That's
you.
wrong.
Thank
He
you.
grew since then.
He was young.
Yeah.
He was young.
Inch and a half.
Hey, fly him in. We need to fly Shaheed in. You need
Yeah.
to fly him in, let him stand right here in person. He's my height, Skip. I'm telling you. I don't,
6'1".
You could pay him.
I'm 6'006" for the money. You know what I'm saying? Honestly,
That's underestimated.
I'm right up under 6'1", to be honest.
Yeah.
Shaheed is my height. He's 6 feet. Skip, he can't. He's not 5'10". Don't do him like that, Skip.
All
I'm
right,
not doing him anyway. I'm just reading the facts. Yeah.
we got to get him in. We got to settle another bet between the
Fly
two.
him in.
But I do want to talk about Sam Darnold a little bit more because I'm done disrespecting him because this man, he is not only leading, he led his team to the top of the NFC and last year put the Vikings at 14-3. What do you want? This is a quarterback-driven league.
my God.
You can't just do that.
But you act like the Rams defense ain't do their work last night too. They didn't give Stafford the ball on the 1 yard line with the pick.
But they gave up 38.
All right, that's what
the
I'm
fuck
saying.
they did.
Don't act like he just a magician doing everything. Like he got a good ass defense and they put him in great position.
They gave
And
up
he finished,
38.
though.
That's what the defense did last night.
But I do
A
need to know-
38 ball. Is we gonna be
And
happy?
long.
What we gonna be looking like on Monday if we give up a 38 ball? It's the biggest game of the season. We gave up 38. We gonna be in that bitch cheering?
Hey, so 39.
We gonna be having
You know what
fucking
I'm saying?
extra meetings.
All I'm saying
and
is
all everything
it's not
else,
what
bruh.
you just do from quarter 1 to quarter 3. What do you do in the clutch when the game is on the line?
He
You had
did
2
it all
possessions
game,
with 2
bud.
minutes left, though.
He did it all game.
And Seattle
you talking
matched them
about two
all
drives.
game.
Bro.
And Sam Darnold matched them all game. All game.
Bro.
Okay, but Skip, you're not a fan of Sam Darnold. You always call him. So did you gain a little bit more respect for him last night or no?
I gained none.
No, I didn't. I knew it was coming.
None.
Skip Bayless.
Let's hear it, Skip.
Look, he is who he always was and always will be.
I saw
He
a
was-
W-I-N.
I hope
He was doing it right on schedule. He threw the 2 picks. The 2-point pass was almost picked at the goal line, easily could have been the 3rd and final interception. And he fell into the perfect moment because of Shaheed. The return and the 31-yarder, and all of a sudden the pressure was off. People were leaving the 12s were leaving the stadium because it was 30-14 early in the fourth quarter.
It was.
So it's good for him because he's played a lot of football, and all of a sudden he could just heave a sigh of relief and say, well, I screwed it up again, so what? Let's just finish this thing out. And when the pressure is off, he's a talented guy. I just don't like his poise. I don't like his decision-making.
Right.
I don't trust his eyes. His eyes look deer in headlights to me. If I were on his team, I would be a little shaky because he's a little shaky under fire. So he showed you under fire 3 straight times who he really is, was, will be. And then all of a sudden, magic started happening and he got swept along in what Shaheed started because it won't start unless he makes 2 sensational plays of the night to completely reroute and flip the momentum of the game. But But now I look at Sam Darnold against the Rams. He's played him once. It was in Minnesota last year, but he played him twice there, twice here.
Trash.
And he's trash. He's 5 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He lost a fumble. He's got
he doesn't
16
play well
total
against the
sacks.
Rams.
In the playoff game last year, after they went 14-3, 14-3. He's on pace right now to go 14-3 in back-to-back years, and I take nothing away from that because that is hard to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that is sensational. It's you do have to be in the right place at the right time because his supporting cast in Minnesota and now in Seattle is strong. Everywhere you look, it's strong, 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 especially defensively. So he's got good bodyguards on defense. He was in good spots, but the point is, when it got to the playoff game last year, he got sacked 9 times. That's the most anybody's ever been sacked in a playoff game. 9 sacks because he just goes deer in headlights. He gets a little panicky. He holds the ball. He crumbles. And deep down, I think that's who he is and will always be because he's the guy who's always really good in the regular season until it's time. And I thought it was time last night, and then it wasn't. And I think that will do wonders for his psyche. I thought I was very impressed that he didn't screw it up against Phillip Rivers the week before because they needed a field goal to go win. Mm-hmm. And he made the plays. They weren't sensational, but he made the take care of business plays to get them in field goal range a week ago. So he's had 2 late drives to win games. And I will give you the throw to JSN for the touchdown. That was the throw of the night because that was thrown with authority that I haven't seen from him. And he's got a nice arm, but we knew that. A lot of people thought he should have been the first pick in the draft in the Baker draft, right? So, but did I see anything different? If you told me he played a clean game and threw 3 touchdowns with no picks like Stafford did, I'd say, okay, you got me.
Right.
But you don't got me because we saw Sam Darnold all the way up to 30-14, and then I saw Ernest Jones was saying after the game that all the Rams were coming up to him saying, it's over, it's over, it's over. Well, I think a lot of Seattle players probably thought it was over until Shaheed said, no, it ain't. Here I go.
Sam Darnold, damn near, I mean, Matt Stafford almost threw a pick if he would just use his hands, the linebacker, when he threw it off his running back helmet wide open, threw it over the top of him, and he dropped it. So that should have been a pick in itself, but hey, go ahead.
And one thing we skipped over, too, was that cup fumble before halftime. That was a big momentum change. That was a great read on the slant.
Red zone, yep.
And they had the fumble. I'll say this, Skip. I'll be short on Sam Darnold because you guys know how I feel. But Akeem, what's the most important stat for a quarterback? And you always say this, and it starts with a W.
Winning.
Who has the most wins as a quarterback in the last 2 seasons? It's not Josh Allen. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not Bo Nix. Who is it? Regular season. Overall, who is it?
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
Sam Darnold. He's got 26 wins.
What's his playoff record in those 26 wins?
But it doesn't matter now because he hasn't had enough opportunities.
I truly don't know.
What is it, Akeem?
I don't know.
It's
I want you to. I want Cody to tell me.
He's played that one playoff game.
And what is his record?
He lost.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But with that
Trash.
being said, Skip, you talked about having a great supporting cast. Minnesota, look at them right now.
Hello.
They still got Addison, right? They still got Jettis, right? They still got Kevin O'Connell, right? They still got Aaron Jones, right?
Yeah.
They still got good players on defense, right? What's their record right now?
Trash.
6-8, and they're out of the playoffs. What were they last year? They won 14 games with Sam Darnold with a lot of those
but
same
JJ's
guys.
been hurt,
What about last
right?
year? Seattle. Did
JJ's
Seattle
also been booty.
Did Seattle go to the playoffs last year?
He wasn't booty against my
Seattle
team
won solid last
week.
year.
They were solid.
They
They
were
went
solid.
10-7. They went 10-7.
Okay, it was 10-7.
But they missed
It was
the
10-7
playoffs.
with Geno Smith.
Yeah, but they still had some talent around them, and they missed the playoffs.
But they was 10-7 with Geno Smith.
You can't act like Geno wasn't balling for a little while. And
Geno
remember
was
they wrote him off. He
You-
was
you-
balling.
you
He
can't
knocked
show
the
me a
Geno
season.
Smith with the Raiders, though.
You can't show me a season where Geno was balling.
You don't think Geno played well in Seattle for a couple?
Geno ain't never played.
Damn. It's a
Geno
tough crowd,
ain't
man.
never played well, man.
He didn't give nobody
Well, look.
credit except
I know.
Bo.
Hey, man.
Oh, with that being
Tell you the
said,
truth.
Skip,
Yeah.
what's been the difference those 2 seasons? It's been Sam Darnold at quarterback. He made the Vikings better. He makes Seattle better. He makes big-time plays when they need him to.
Okay.
Is he perfect? No.
Here's
but
the
26
only question.
wins in 2 seasons.
The only
leading
question
the
for
NFL,
you
you can't
is,
discredit
do
that.
you trust Sam Darnold in a playoff game?
I think after last night, what that did for him mentally, that was my most important point. For him to have a bad game for the first 3.5 quarters,
Yep.
and for him to overcome that, because you say all the time, Sam Darnold, That wasn't Sam Darnold, Skip. Sam Darnold would have been losing that game and throwing a pick at the end and not
He
going
was.
around for the game-winning drive.
That's what he did.
No, he didn't.
He fought adversity in that game.
Yes.
He came back and he won it.
I think mentally
agree.
that's going to
I
help
agree.
him get over that hump, Skip. I believe that.
But you talking about Stafford, but Sam Darnold ended his game with a three-play punt. 2, 3 and outs his damn self before
Yeah, he
overtime.
did. No one scored at
You know
the
what I'm saying?
But ain't nobody yelling MVP for Sam Darnold. I'm saying
no
if you
reason
yell
to.
if you
You
yell
tried to
MVP,
lose the game 3 different
MVP
times.
win those games. That's
He
all
tried
I'm
to lose
saying.
it 3 different times, bro. Like, you
did.
driving down,
Yeah,
throwing
he
a
had
pick.
bad-
You driving down, throwing
I
back-to-back
agree.
interceptions.
I agree.
Like, come on, bro.
I agree.
That's just
but
not.
on that last drive,
Are you never going to
threw
bet on
some
him?
dimes and he got the 2-point.
All right, so they the number 1 seed.
That's all I'm saying. They
They
12-3.
They the number 1 seed. Whoop, however it go.
Yeah.
If Philly go to Seattle, you gonna bet with Seattle? You gonna bet with Seattle?
If Philly
Philly
goes to Seattle?
Yeah.
Yes. I
I'm
would
thinking
bet Seattle.
Seattle right
Philly
now.
goes
Man, you motherfuckers is
Seattle.
not putting $1 on Seattle.
I'm
Philly
not
pull up
better
over there.
anyway, because I'm always
If the
let
Rams
down.
pull up again to Seattle
They
in the
always
playoffs,
let
y'all
me
not
down.
gonna bet $1
No, I'm not.
on
They just
Seattle.
beat them. Why? So what you think? So you're saying when the
I don't know
playoffs
if
come
they can
around,
beat
you
them
think they're
again.
going to change completely? They're not going to be the same team.
Bro, hey.
They also
Cody,
didn't have Devontae Adams.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
You never experienced it. You know what I'm saying?
You
This was a playoff-like atmosphere. What did Sam Darnold do? He fucking damn near shit down his leg.
He did.
Pick.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When the playoffs come, it's gonna get even more.
But you have
Well.
one playoff game. I know you're going to say, well, that's all I can go off of, but you have one playoff game. The first majority of his season,
And
he's
it was
in
one
New
of the
York.
shittiest
He didn't
games
He didn't
of
even
his life.
experience the playoffs.
He's learning
That's
how
true.
to win in the playoffs. He's learning how to win in these type of games. And last night he found a way to win. That's what's important to me. You talk
Man.
about Dubs until you don't want to talk about it.
I'm talking about him now.
Hey, he leads the NFL.
We play
in
and
wins.
win the
Hey,
game.
Yeah.
He is a solid
And
quarterback.
Seattle
man.
won the game. Ain't nobody saying
the more
Sam Darnold
clutch
was
the
great.
game get, the more Sam Darnold he becomes. That's
I'm
all
actually
me
shocked
felt
by
like
your
last
take
night he
because
got
you're all
better.
about the WIM.
I am.
think it's
I am
all
all
always
about
say,
the WIM.
and they will.
And
they
what else
won.
am I all about?
Playoff.
The playoffs.
Playoff.
That's
The
fair.
playoffs. That's
Well,
what
then
I'm all
let's
about.
talk about maybe
Okay,
what
real
they're
quick,
good. Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead, Skip.
Your favorite stat, just for the record.
QBR.
Matthew Stafford, QBR 88. Sam Darnold,
40.
Sam Darnold, 42.
Hey,
Yeah.
Come on,
88 to 42.
I'll
He
say
had
that,
that much. That means he didn't have that much. This is what you
Yeah.
taught me. He didn't have that much to do
Contribution.
Yeah.
with the win. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I'll say this,
with
though,
a 40
to
QBR.
wrap it up, I'm yelling MVP for Matt Stafford, though. I'm fully on board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
run
course.
away,
Of
man.
course.
I know you didn't like him in that moment, but he's
Well, I'm
balling.
saying
man.
in the
He's
moment
balling.
last night, division game, you look like Sam Darnold at the end.
He
Yeah.
drove his team down, but 30 to
And you
30.
look like
he would have
Sam
kicked. His
Darnold.
team would have got a field goal. They would have had a minute and 50 seconds to go match it.
Bro, you
Like,
had
bro, what's wrong with that?
drives within 2 minutes to get a field goal. He didn't miss the field goal in them last 2 minutes. You had 2 drives.
did.
No, he didn't. That was before the 2-minute drive.
Well,
that was
barely.
right at
It was right at 2
The first
minutes.
one was at right at 2 minutes.
He went and took him down to get a field goal. And me and you are defensive players, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
If our quarterback go down, get that field goal, what we thinking?
We better stop him with 2 minutes left.
Like, that might be what you thinking. But what I'm thinking, he going down, got this field goal, 2 minutes left. Oh, this shit over with. It's
You
game.
can't count, but the way the defense was
game.
playing, you ain't gonna count on them to stop nobody. Like, it was a high-scoring game. I'm expecting. Oh shit, it's probably gonna go into overtime the way our defense playing. Them motherfuckers giving it up to Sam Darnold. He just went
Hell
down the
nah,
field
man.
right before that. They gonna get 3. Get ready for OT. That's what I'm thinking.
You just made them 3 and out
Get
before
ready
that.
for-
Okay,
After that, it's another 3 and out. Like,
Yeah.
bro, they ain't doing
Let's talk
shit
about
at
the
end
future
day.
of Seattle because actually 65% of the chat had gained more respect for Sam Darnold.
go.
Okay,
That-
maybe you guys didn't, but at
found
the end of
one
the
more.
day, they're leading the NFC. Okay, and they're the favorites to win the NFC West, and you know that division
Ain't
is
always
pumping
pretty.
right now.
I
Okay,
know that shit.
So-
They're not even gonna be the first seed.
we'll find out. But
Guarantee
okay,
you they lose another game.
they finished the season, Carolina, then San Francisco 49ers, my Niners. They play them in San Francisco, which my Niners beat them at
San
home in
Fran gonna
Seattle.
end up with the number 1 seed.
So this is a very, very
Watch.
meaningful game. I love you for that. TJ, are the Seahawks Super Bowl bound?
Woo, man.
Now we're not talking about Sam. We're talking about the team,
No, you know
the
what?
unit
As a
of
team,
Seattle.
as a team, I could definitely see Seattle in the Super Bowl. As a team, and this is why, right? You look at the teams they beat. They lost to Tampa Bay. That was one of their losses. They got Carolina next. They beat Chicago. Oh, well, no, I take that back. They got blowouts against the Vikings, Falcons, Arizona, D.C., and New Orleans, right? They beat top AFC contenders in the Texans, Jags, and Steelers. And this is another reason why I think that
AFC contenders.
they can be in the Super Bowl. Red zone defense, they can run the ball in red zone defense. And you know, when you stop teams from scoring touchdowns in the red zone, you have a chance to win, always.
And just by stats, they have the best receiver in the league right now.
Best receiver, offense is cool, but they're second in points per game, so they're not giving a lot of points. I mean, last night was an anomaly. You had Matt Stafford MVP, right? The Rams come in the house division game. But you stop teams from scoring touchdowns. And that's why they won the game. Because Seattle didn't score touchdowns. They was kicking field goals. Now, Matt Stafford was going up and down the field. But 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. And then Rashid, special teams difference maker. It's all about 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And if you have somebody that can score on your special teams, especially in the return game, actually, when we was on that Super Bowl run, half our big plays came from Omar Bowden and Jordan Norwood on punt returns and kick returns. Put us over the top. So you have a guy like that, a threat like that, you could get in the chip. So, yeah, I can definitely see Seattle. In the NFC, you know, we thought the Rams was going to be, you know, above and beyond favorites, right? Philly thought above and beyond favorites. Tampa Bay, if they win a division to get on Carolina, they not above and beyond anyone. So, yeah, I can see Seattle in the Super Bowl for sure.
Lee?
Nah, this team is going nowhere fast, man. I'm telling you that right now.
Out on them.
I'm telling you that right now because Darnold is, you don't watch Darnold. I don't watch Darnold and say, oh, this is Super Bowl bound quarterback. He just same Darnold. You know what I'm saying? It's key moments of the game, you throwing picks. Then you backdoor it again with another pick. Like, this is the biggest game of the season, and that's your outing right there. That's what you're showing. Then the defense. Shit, this defense supposed to be hyped up. They supposed to be good. Biggest game of the season, you give up 37. Like, bro, that's not showing me that you are a Super Bowl-bound team. I don't think...
But what does that show about the Rams? Also not a Super Bowl?
You know what it shows me? They win close games.
They done lost close games, too. They just played the Rams and lost a close game. He threw 4 picks that game. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
that was early in the season.
I just think if they see the Eagles in the playoffs, they can't beat them. They see the Packers in the playoffs, they can't beat them. If he see McVay again, he won't beat them.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? If he see the Niners in the big game, he won't beat them. Like, I see 4 teams in the NFC. I don't think the Seattle Seahawks could beat those 4 teams in a loser-go-home type game.
Now, I think now they biggest threat will be the Bears. Just
Well, even the
because
Bears,
way
I forgot about the Bears. The Bears take the ball away. They
Bears
definitely
take the
going to
ball
get 2
and they
off Sam
control the
Darnold.
clock.
Yep.
And they tote the rock. They
control
can't beat the
clock.
Bears
That's
in the
what I
big game.
said. That's
But I
the
just
thing
ain't
that I
seen the
see
Bears in
will
the
be
big
their
game yet.
kryptonite. But
I ain't seen
anybody
the Bears-
else, if
I
you
ain't seen
want
the
to play
Bears
back and
in the
forth,
big enough game yet. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why I left them off the list. But
You don't think
shit,
that game against the Packers a couple weeks ago?
nah, that ain't big enough. That ain't late enough. This game against the Packers this week is a big game.
hear you.
You know what I'm saying? This is a division-winning type game right here. So we'll see what the Bears do in big games this week. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why I left them off the list. But if I was a betting man, if I was a betting man and the Bears was playing Seattle, I'd probably ride with the Bears. Like, to be
you
honest.
trust the Eagles right now over the Seahawks?
Yes. You know why? Because pedigree. They always in this shit. You don't have to be. Who gives a fuck about a 13-3 or a 14-3? I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck about what you do in these big games.
Yep.
Seattle already proved, Philly already proved what they do in big games.
So this
they
wasn't a
get
big
to
game.
it.
They just won a big game.
You think
Whether it was
Denver?
Sam's
But so to that
responsibility
point,
or
you
not.
think Denver's a true AFC contender, right? Super Bowl bound.
Let's not talk about Denver right now.
But Bo Nix is 0-1 in the playoffs, and I'm not trying to.
Denver ain't giving up no 38 balls in the biggest. It ain't happening.
No.
Simple as that.
Give up 30+ to Jackson Dart in New York.
Yeah, that's in the bullshit game. Niggas was smoking gas all week thinking we got the Giants coming.
Hey,
to
all right.
We got the bullshit Giants coming. Niggas jumped out.
I know
shit.
one thing.
We turned that shit up. We won that game. You know what I'm saying? That's a one-off. That ain't the biggest game of the biggest games of the year. Is like the Packers coming to town. This is the biggest game of the year right now. Serve them boys.
Yeah, no, I believe in Bo. I'm just
Keep
going
them
by
out
your
your zone.
logic.
You serve them. Give them
They
14.
just won
I'm going
the
with
biggest
Y'all don't
game
get
of
30
the
balls in the biggest game of the year, man.
Don't matter how much you give up, do you win? We play to win.
Yeah,
See them in the Super Bowl.
Look, I'm riding with Sam Darnold. I'm high on the Seahawks
We do
after
know
that
that.
game. I can't stamp saying they're Super Bowl bound based on the question. Now, they do have the best path if they can finish strong, because if you look at it right now, they lead the NFC West, but they also lead the NFC, and really the only team they have to worry about is the Rams, and they don't have to worry about that anymore. If they win out, they also don't have
gotta
to worry
worry about
about
the Niners.
the 49ers but they control their own destiny.
Yeah.
So they go at Carolina, which I think is a dub, then they go at San Fran. That's going to be the huge one. If they can win both those games, obviously, then they will have the number 1 seed both in their division and in the NFC. That gives them a bye, which is important, but even more importantly, they get 2 home games, They'll get the division game at home, and then they'll get the NFC Championship game at home if they win, and you see how tough it is to play in Seattle. I know Stafford went in there and played well, but he's an anomaly. He's the MVP. Other quarterbacks that go to Seattle, it is a tough place to play with the crowd noise, and that defense, when they're playing good under Mike Macdonald, it's tough. So if they can win these next 2 games, which I think they will, and win the NFC, it gives them the best shot, but no, I still am hesitant to stamp and say that they are Super Bowl
Good
bound.
for you.
I guarantee you they get popped one of these next 2 games.
All right.
They're going to see a Panthers team who trying to make the playoffs for the first time in a long. They got a lot to play for. It's a home game. They traveling from the West Coast to East Coast. Hey, them West Coast to East Coast games, I'm telling you, your clock gonna be fucked up. If we could look at the analytics of that, I guarantee you, them West Coast to East Coast, them West Coast teams are trash.
I mean,
when they go to these,
Panthers
I
just
guarantee
lost
you.
to the Saints.
Well, the Rams got to go to Atlanta.
That's a division game. That's a different type of feel.
right.
You know, them division games don't matter. It don't matter what the record
Rams
is.
got to go see Kirk Cousins in Atlanta too. So.
Yeah, that's gonna be another one. That's gonna be another one. But I guarantee, I'm just talking about Seattle here.
Yeah, the Niners.
Then y'all got to go to the Niners.
right.
Man, listen, man.
So today I'm sitting here between T.J. Darnold and Kinsey Darnold on this side of the couch.
I just got to give him a little respect.
I know,
Skip.
but it's just out of control. And I got a counterfeit Darnold across from me over here, right?
Cody, Sam Cody.
Yeah, yeah.
And you boys are finally agreeing on something?
Hey,
What is
we
today?
are agreeing all day and all
It's
night.
all right when
For now.
Akeem rides with Bo Nix, but I ride with my guy all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's
the
done.
villain.
No.
So my prediction is Seattle will lose its first playoff game at home.
Oh,
Okay.
Same Darnold.
Okay.
He will strike again. And the weirdest thing about the Seattle team is they're road warriors. Like you slipped, you said they'll have 2 road, you mean, oh no, 2.
Yeah.
They wish they had 2 road playoff games because I'm looking at this, they've won 12 of their last 13 on the road. Who does that in the NFL, really?
And we're a field goal kick away from beating the Rams even after a bad game, and it could have been.
They
yeah.
were. So this team at home under Mike Macdonald over the last 2 years, just because of that great escape last night, they're 9-8 at home in Seattle with the 12s. 9-8? It's the loudest place in all of sports. 9-8? Really? I just don't. I don't believe it. I would like them on the road. There's something about their psyche. They just like to go away and play on the road. I like them at Carolina because they play on the road. But at home, with all the pressure on Sam Darnold, the world will be saying, "Okay, show us. You've arrived. Now go.
Yeah,
now
the
go."
next 2 games are on the road.
Right?
I think that changes in the playoffs, so Skip.
Okay, well, you better
Why
be
though?
right.
Why do you think that? It ain't.
hey, you ever
there's no
played
facts
football
that
in
say
the
that's.
Great Northwest? I have. It's tough to play.
I haven't today, actually.
9
no.
and
I played
8
at the
under Mike
University of
Macdonald.
Oregon,
They
if you know.
barely won half
Wow.
their games under Mike Macdonald at home. Figure it. I mean,
That's a
explain
weird
it.
stat, though.
I know, but
It
it's
is.
the
That is
truth.
a
Well, it's a weird stat to be damn 12-1 on the road too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it is. It's the weirdest stat in pro football.
So you're saying they're home games, so obviously you think they're going to win the NFC, get the number 1 seed, get a bye, and then play at
guarantee
home.
you
Yeah, I don't like Sam Darnold with expectation on him.
Okay.
Like high expectation.
And that's fair.
If they're going to be the favorite, and they are, I think they're going to pull it off and have 2 home playoff games to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they'll lose the first one.
I think they're gonna be the 7th seed.
7?
You do?
7?
God.
Yeah, because
Wow.
if they lose one, that's gonna give them 4 losses. Especially if they lose to the Niners gonna be in front of them. The Rams gonna be in front of them. If the Niners beat them, the Rams gonna win the division. You know what I'm saying? The Niners would be 6th, they'd be 7th. It's that tight.
Okay, if
One
you're
loss-
right about that, I like their chances better. Seriously.
Because it's less pressure?
Well, no, you go on the road and they just
Yeah.
feel better.
Go on the
away from
road.
home.
They're gonna go on the road to Chicago.
Okay.
Don't get your ass popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Skip, I was just saying I put a little more respect on his name. But I'm a Niners fan. I'm not rooting for Sam Darnold or Seattle.
Yeah.
But I just can't keep hating on the kid. He's led him to the top of the NFC.
And by the way,
At
he's a
some
good
point,
guy.
You got it.
You know,
That's
I
He
never
had
impressive.
an all-star
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah, me
I
neither,
said
but-
he won.
The big game.
Yeah, the big game.
That's
Big
all
game
I
he
said.
won. He deserves his
won.
flowers, even if it's
That's
for
all
one
I
night.
was saying too.
Opportunity
he
presented
also
itself.
wins,
Now, he didn't
man.
have a great
He wins.
game early.
But
He also did.
76% of the chat says Seahawks are not in the Super Bowl.
I hear you.
So
All right.
not riding with them.
I stamp that.
Let's talk about the other side of the ball, okay? Because we got to talk about Puka Nacua. You just told me.